2622 George Avenue, Northwest, and today I have the lovely DC Pharma with me.
Thank you, thank you. How y'all doing?
So Pharma and I go back. His show is every Monday from 9 to 10 now, right?
Yeah, 9 to 10.
Yeah, and he talks all about like organic growing. He brings in people that are like part of the community, like the art scene and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so my partner was his co-host on that show for 7 months.
Yeah,
Something like that.
Something like that.
We're like we're Canna family at this point. Like, so anyway, so decided to have him come on today. You want to tell everybody what we're making?
Yeah, man. What's up, everybody? How's it going? Today we're gonna make some pinchos. Now, pinchos is just another word for chicken kebab. In other words, so I'm half Puerto Rican and half black. One thing about being half Puerto Rican, or even if you're Puerto Rican out here in DC, you don't have no restaurants out here that cook Puerto Rican food. You know what I'm saying? You might have a couple of Dominican spots here and there. We eat similar food for sure.
Lots of Peruvian food in this area, right?
Not even close to Puerto Rican food.
Right.
So you got Peruvian, you have all that. So you don't really have like, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, Puerto Rican food. And for people that don't know, Puerto Rican food is just a weird island. So it's almost the same as Jamaica, Cuba, and like I said earlier, Dominica. We eat Creole food. So it's called Creole cooking or cocina criolla, however you want to call it. But I don't know how you want to get into this today. It's my first time actually cooking and
well, I'm so
on
happy
live
that you
TV.
came on today. I'm so excited because I like to make I like to make food from like other cultures and stuff. But like if I have somebody that like can make that authentically, I'd rather have them on the show. So
Yeah, and this right here, this is. I figure since we're doing the cooking show, we keep it simple.
Right.
So
Yep.
this a pinchos you find anywhere in Puerto Rico. It's a street food. I mean, when I say street food, I'm literally on the side of the road, at the beach, anywhere. It's a street food. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
along with pastelillos, which y'all know is empanadas and stuff
Okay.
like that.
Come on and
quick
make that
and easy,
sometimes.
huh?
Come on and make that
Hey.
sometimes. They all fawn over the fried food. Trust me.
So, but this is pretty. This is one of my favorites right here, though. So I think this is pretty good. It's my first time actually infusing it.
Yeah. So he stopped
see how
by
that go.
earlier and picked up some tincture to infuse it. So that's how it's being infused. Oh, have
That's
you
what you
infused it
have
yet?
left. Nah, that's what you got left.
Oh, that's what it's left.
Yeah, that's
okay.
what's left.
Yeah, it was more than that. So I'm not gonna be able to guesstimate like the milligrams of stuff today because I'd have to know like exactly how much he used, which we've talked about on the show. If you don't remember how to dose yourself and how to like figure out the milligrams for your food, go back and watch the last episode, the episode before. We've definitely broken it down extensively in mini shows. So we're not going to do that today. This is just more of like how you can infuse something really good. And even if you don't want to infuse it and you just want to make some really tasty food. So you infuse the barbecue sauce. Is that how you did it?
I also infused the marinade. So
Okay,
I infused
cool.
the marinade and the barbecue sauce. Now, that's one of the key things to this dish. Like I said, it's really basic. It's chicken kebab.
Right. So
What
what's
brings-
in the marinade?
what
Are we going
brings
to
the
show
flavor-
everybody how to do it
yeah,
here?
I'm gonna show everybody how
Okay.
to put it together. But really, what brings the flavor is the marinade.
Yeah.
So it's best to let it sit overnight for 24 hours. If not, if you're in a rush, 4 hours is good. But this is where you're getting your flavors from. But if you want to get started, I can show you how we do it. So,
Okay. So you're going to show the marinade and
Yep.
the basic cooking for it?
Yep.
Okay, let's turn the pan on first. Do you know about how high you want the pan? It's right here. It's already plugged in. You just have to like turn the dial to the right temp.
Gotta plug it in first.
Oh, did it come out? There we go.
I don't know. I just need it hot.
You need it hot? Like
That's it.
high? So just turn the knob.
I ain't never used. See, look, and that's another.
I got
thing.
you. I got you.
All right.
All right,
So I would
let's see.
say
So that's
about-
off. So want to turn it over to like 350. There we go. So it just takes a second to heat up. So these are on skewers, right?
Yeah.
Very cool.
So I
Did
guess
you
can
soak
help
the
me out with that
skewers?
part. Yeah, I did.
Yeah. So that's something that like when I made kebabs, if I made kebabs the first time, I have this like really terrible like thing that happened where I didn't know to soak the sticks, right? So I'm outside on like my grill. I'm like 20 years old. I have no like very little cooking experience, and I stuck these kebabs on the grill, and they caught on fire to the point that I had to get the fire extinguisher from my kitchen to put them out. So soak the sticks.
Yeah, definitely. That did soak the sticks and that is a great tip and very important tip.
If you're grilling.
If you're grilling. And that's another thing about these kebabs. We are going to do them on a skillet today. But that's not how you cook them, man. That's not how you get the flavor. You get the flavor from the grill. That's what makes it actually taste good as well. It's like if you go into the Jamaican spot, right? And you order some jerk chicken. You don't want no jerk chicken out the oven, man. You want it off the grill, man.
Right.
That's some real jerk chicken. So it's the same thing.
It's like barbecue. Like, so I grew up in Texas, and like if you give me like ribs from your oven, like I'm just gonna look at you really weird.
And you're gonna know it's from the oven.
Right, 100%. Like my dad actually says that, and he loves to talk about how they put the fake grill marks on food for a lot of like chain barbecue places, and they do that so that you think that they've been smoking it all day, but they really haven't been. And like my dad can tell you in one bite whether they really smoked it or not.
Well, yeah, true. So let's get started. Let me show y'all.
All right. So what do you need?
We're gonna get. All right. So what I have here, this is the last step. This is the barbecue sauce.
Okay.
So this is the chicken.
Are they chicken thighs?
No. Well, for this purpose, just for demonstration, these are chicken breasts or chicken tenderloins.
Right.
But I do use chicken thighs.
Okay.
And that's what I actually cook them with. So, for this purpose alone, these are. Like I said, chicken breasts.
You need a fork?
Actually, no.
Okay.
All right, so here we go. This is the chicken. And this is what we call recaito or recao.
So what's in that?
Culantro. It's similar to cilantro. What Americans would call cilantro. The flavors are similar to it, but it's a herb. But I'm actually growing in my grow bed alongside of my cannabis too. So this is a herb that is grown in the islands of Puerto Rico, and one of the things that actually. So this is what it looks like. I don't know if people can see the camera.
Can you zoom?
And, yeah, so that's what it looks like right there. I ain't got so much left.
Kind of looks like a verde salsa, like something like that.
It looks like it. Don't taste like it though.
Okay. Is it like way more spicy?
No. Keep in mind these are herbs, so
right.
It's actually just like garlic. Like I said,
so it's more for the flavor.
A little bit of onions. Yeah, it's more for the flavor. So that's that. We don't need that no more. Like a Latin pesto. There you go.
That's a great analogy.
Yep. So then I put the recao in there already. So then we put some oregano, one tablespoon too. I just add.
Yeah, I've talked about that on the show some, about how like I'm really not a good recipe follower, especially unless it's baking, then I know I have to follow it. But like other than baking, I'm more like just add a little of this and a little of that, and then you maybe one person likes it spicy and one person doesn't.
Yeah,
so
and
it's all about what you like.
Always start small. So
right.
When you are doing recipes and stuff, start.
You can always add more.
Yeah,
you can't always take it away.
1 tablespoon. Start little by little. So this is adobo seasoning. So we got oregano and adobo. It's simple, real simple. All right, so that's the seasoning right there. Now the last piece of the puzzle is.
I have a feeling that's not olive oil.
It actually is olive oil. It's infused.
What's in it?
It's achote. We call it achote oil.
Okay.
So how you make achote oil? You get your annatto seeds. You get some annatto seeds, and you infuse it. You infuse it with the oil. You overload medium heat. And infuse it for about 10 to 15 minutes.
Is that super spicy?
No, it's not spicy.
Okay.
The only thing you're getting out of this is coloring.
Okay, cool.
So you get the colors out of these annatto seeds, and that's basically where a lot of the coloring comes from.
Okay.
So, again, 1 or 2 tablespoons. What this also does is help with the coloring, and when you're cooking on the skillet, the oil help from burning the seasoning.
Probably give it a nice like crispier crust though, right? With that oil on it.
And that's pretty much it, y'all.
So how long would you ideally like to let it marinate for?
The whole day.
The whole day.
I mean, solid 24 hours. You let this marinate, and that's it.
So you really want to plan for it like the night before to have it be like
if
the
you
best.
want to help me out, go ahead and put your gloves on, and you can start poking them.
Poking them with the kebab stick.
Yeah, with the kebab sticks.
All right.
And
so it's just this that goes on it, right?
Yes, that's it. If you people like to be fancy with it. You can add onions, peppers, and all that to the kebab. My folks from the country, man, they don't do that. They just stick the chicken right on it and eat. So,
yeah, I was actually looking for stock images of it for the flyer, and there was 2 things that I found. So one was a lot of it was just chicken, but then a lot of them also had bread underneath it. Is that like common?
So you didn't jump the gun. I'm gonna show you the finished material. But yeah, to answer your question, it is common.
Okay.
We usually use Cuban bread with it or tostones. And tostones is just a fried plantain. So I guess let me see if I can pick them right here. This is what you talking about with the bread. Let me poke it. There you go. So that's how you would get it served. And like I said, in Puerto Rico, you get these on the side streets for like $2 a stick or whatever.
So it's like street food.
It's straight in street food. Yeah.
Do you want me to put this directly in the pan, or you want me to put it on the plate?
You can put it directly on the pan. Let me put this off here.
All right. Oh, I think you might want to turn it down. It's smoking.
So,
You ready?
Yep.
Okay. I love a good sizzle. Don't you?
So while that's cooking, we have a barbecue sauce. I also infused the barbecue sauce. None of this is infused right here. Like I said, this is for demonstration. The infused stuff is the stuff I cooked on the grill.
The staff greatly appreciates the non-infused samples.
God, that smells so good.
So with the barbecue sauce, that's what the lime come into play. I use the lime for a little bit of kick. You got a knife? I got one.
Probably do somewhere in my toast.
No,
but
I got one. Don't worry about it.
you got it? Okay. You want to move it out of the line of the chicken? Does that make sense? Thank you. Oh, you could have just right here. It would have been fine. I just didn't want to like drip raw chicken juice in the barbecue sauce.
Then you won't be able to eat.
Yeah, be careful when you're messing with chicken.
And these cook quick, especially the tenderloins. So just make sure you keep an eye on them and flip them. They're cooking already.
So if you have access to like a thermometer at home, chicken like ideally should cook to 160 degrees. I find that if you pull it off at 145, it continues to cook. So it's fine to pull it off at like 145. But you know, some people like don't know how to like think that like a lot of people have problems with cooking chicken because like it either ends up being overcooked or undercooked. But yeah. Most of the time, it's just because they're not like checking the temp, which I don't have a thermometer with me, but normally that's a good way to check at home. If you're making like a large batch of things, especially, then you can just stick your thermometer in. You don't have to mess with it at all. You know what I mean?
I mean, I definitely understand. That's
When you've been cooking for a while, you know how to look at food and tell. But
chicken, I've been cooking forever, so.
But it's something that I've found tends to be the most common. Well, there's somebody in the comments said that they didn't know how to cook. So that's one of the ways to like, you know, kind of bypass that. If you're not really comfortable cooking, you're not really sure like how much it should be.
It's 180, right?
I'm gonna put a piece in here that doesn't have a skewer on it because I don't want it to go bad. Okay.
And it's like 180, right? It's the safe cooking
160 for chicken. And so I usually take it off at 145 and let it rest for 10 minutes. And like 9 out of 10 times it bumps it up to like 165-ish. Because, yeah, like if you overcook chicken, that's like the worst too. And so, you know, it is a balance there. I understand.
All right. So, I mean, that's pretty much it for us. Like I said, y'all see how quick it is? Man, we ain't even get a half hour into your show or whatever.
Don't worry. We have like people watching.
That's how quick it is.
Aw, thank you, Pam.
Let me get one of those too.
Do what?
Let me get one of those too.
The whites?
And then when they cook, when they finish cooking, and then that's when you brush them with the barbecue sauce. And I like the you can take them out after you brush them with the barbecue sauce.
Right.
But I actually like to cook it in there too. Let that barbecue sauce stick. And that's how simple it is, man.
And then you brought a salad with it.
Yeah,
I could have infused the salad dressing today, but because he was infusing the chicken, I decided not to infuse the salad dressing and like overwhelm y'all. But I do have oil, so anybody who is in the audience and would like an infused salad, I can add some infused oil to their salad. That's fine. But the very first episode of this show, if you go back, I don't know, a couple months now, we did an infused salad dressing. So if you want to see that episode, go back then. If you'd like to see an episode about salad dressings, like a full episode, just leave that in the comments, and I'm happy to do that. So, yeah, this is the first time, though, in several weeks that we haven't infused with oil. So, another good use of tincture is to infuse it into a sauce.
But don't get it wrong, it is infused.
Oh, no.
The finished product over here is infused.
And this is that Sunset Sherbet tincture, which, people are going to want to take it easy. That's all I'm saying. So, it looks delicious, though, by the way. I just want to throw that out there. Jacob, I don't know if you could, really show, how delicious this looks on this tray. I can't even touch it because of the bread, but everybody else here can enjoy it, and...
Oh, you can't eat bread?
No, I have celiac disease. I'm allergic to gluten. Yeah. But that's okay. Most of the time, I never get anything on the show anyway. So, let's see. Does anybody have any questions? Anybody in the audience have any questions?
Yeah, can I get some?
Yeah, definitely. I don't know how she do it, but it's ready to eat.
It smells delicious, man.
Yeah, we're going to take a quick break. I'm going to get some stuff together, and then we'll be right back. So, hold on.
Everybody know what it is. New York people who make records. There's people right now that's nice at what they do, but situations they at, they will never see nobody that can put them onto a record, or they don't believe in themselves as much. But everybody is born with a talent. I was representing everybody that's born with a certain talent, you know what I mean? That never fulfill it, get caught up in the system, get trapped in the prisons that are set up for us, and all that other stuff.
Everybody who's going to see Stoner for the People leaning his head in, and they should say hi. He's going to set up the food for everybody in the audience so they can get their own. I didn't realize we switched cameras. Hi. So, so he's going to get the food set up for people so they can serve themselves. But I just wanted to talk a little bit more about your show. So you've been going, like I said, what, about 8-9 months now?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. So, tell us what you've been doing. What's been going on?
So, I have a show every Monday.
Yep.
It's called the DC Farmer Show. Show mainly started out about no-till gardening, teaching people about no-till and gardening in particular and all that. It kind of evolved into having guests on and talking about their growing experience or the experience in the DC cannabis culture community and all that.
Right. You have a lot of artists on, I've noticed.
Yeah, anybody that's doing anything in the city, man, whether it's cannabis related or not, you're welcome on my show. I like to talk to people to see what's going on. I like meeting innovative people and motivated people at the same time. This is actually, I'm wearing Extreme Turp shirt.
Very cool.
He's one of the first African American CBD companies in Maryland. You guys need to go ahead and check him out on IG. That Extreme Terps _. And Yeah, I have people like that, guests on my show
Yeah.
all the time. But my main thing I really like to talk about is growing.
Right.
Like I said, organic growing, no-till growing.
What strains do you have right now that you're growing?
I've had grape ox,
Yeah.
Smersilla, Palpatine.
Palpatine, that's from that Dungeon Vault, right?
Yep. Synex. I also have a few mountain organic strains. Blue Lotus, Cosmic Lotus. I also have some clones, airborne clones, a G13 and airborne.
You got a nice little genetics collection.
I have
happening.
a lot. I got a lot going on in there.
Very cool. Yeah. So I saw a video on your Instagram the other day of a tea you were making. Yeah. What was in that?
That tea, that was actually the last. If that's the last one you're talking about, that was comfreys. It was like 4 different ingredients in the tea, starting with comfreys. We also had neem. What was it? Comfrey, neem, and you gonna make me look on my phone.
Was it the one that Big Worm mixed up for you?
He
It was
definitely
comfrey,
mixed it up.
neem. Shoot.
I know, right?
I don't know. It's on Instagram.
Yeah, it's
but
definitely,
one of the cool things about no-till growing is that a lot of the teas are like, minus the neem, mostly that's a personal preference, but around the world people do ingest neem. Like in India, it's actually like really common. But a lot of the teas that you make for the plants are also good for people. Like the nutrient like benefits of like what you're feeding the soil is often like things that are also good for people.
Yeah, definitely. If it's good for you, it's definitely good for
Like
the soil.
nettle, comfrey, like all of those are like really good herbs. Actually, both of those are in my topical balm. So there's a lot of carryover with herbs besides just like growing.
Basically, these herbs they're called dynamic accumulators.
Yep.
Meaning that they take in a lot of, say a plant might be specific on iron,
Right.
or nitrogen and stuff like that. And what we do is we cut those herbs or plants down and top dress with it or make teas and stuff with it, and that's how we feed our soil. We turn it into organic matter for the You don't want me to get into all that in your show for your bio.
No, you're
you
all
know
good.
what I'm saying, so.
I mean, no, you're all good. We actually haven't really had anybody come on and talk about growing ever, and it's interesting because my life sort of encompasses a lot of things relating to cannabis. Growing happens to be one of them. But it's not something I talk about on here very much because we mostly talk about cooking, and food in general. But speaking of food, so Pharma actually gave me this like candy making stuff that he had, and I have had it sitting in a Tupperware container on a shelf for like a while now. And I finally like looked up how to make like hard candies or whatever, and so I did that this last weekend. And those are like my new favorite thing right now. So thank you for giving me those really cool candy making things because I love them.
Yeah, I definitely had fun with them at one time when my last harvest.
Yeah.
I was making a lot of Jolly Ranchers and candies and blow pops and stuff. It's fun to do.
It is.
Yeah,
it is
definitely
definitely really
do,
fun
yeah.
to do. Yeah. I still haven't been able to figure out. Thank you. I still haven't really been able to figure out the big circle one that you would make like blow pops from or whatever.
That's my
like, how
favorite
do you
one.
get it to like not leak out? I'll just have to have you
They have
show
clamps.
me.
There's clamps. It comes with like little clamps and
Does it?
yeah, and it's better to go to Home Depot. They have like these little miniature clamps.
Right.
They're a whole lot stronger than the clamps that it comes with. But once you clamp the sides down, once you pour the liquid in there, it's not gonna come out.
Yeah, candy making is super new to me. I'm supposed to have a guest coming on soon-ish. I'm still working on like getting the date set in stone to help teach how to make candy because it's definitely like something that like I think is really fun, and I think a lot of people. I think I was really intimidated by the concept of like hard candy. That's kind of what my whole show is about. A lot of people are very intimidated by the concept of edibles. So it's just showing that you can take like an everyday
And I think you should do
food
it.
item
Yeah.
and infuse it. But like candy was always something that kind of scared me. Like I thought you had to have this like great skill. And then once I actually like read about how to do it, I
So
was like,
simple.
why the hell have I not been making these? And I love it because it's easy for me to like microdose during the day with the very small candies.
And the
So,
crazy part about it, the main ingredients in hard candy is just water and sugar.
water and sugar,
The
or you
main
can substitute
ingredients.
that water for tincture, which is
Yeah.
what I did. So,
Those are your main ingredients right there. Everything else is flavoring
yep.
or whatever it is you're trying to get at with it. But for the main part,
Right.
With hard candy, the main ingredients is straight up sugar and water.
Yep,
man.
and you just need a thermometer to monitor it.
Yep.
That's it. Like if you can do that. Like so. Anyway, so I'm supposed to have a guest to talk about candy. So I think it's really cool that like you showed somebody something that you would have at home, but like it's infused. That obviously is not. But what's over here is infused.
Yeah, see, and this Labor Day's coming up.
Right.
So this is a great cookout idea. I don't, I definitely cook hot dogs and hamburgers, but this is something else I always throw on the grill.
I love kebabs. So yeah. I grew up near this like Greek restaurant as a kid, and so that was my first experience with kebabs was there. I used to go and get these like really amazing kebabs they had like over like rice and like whatever. So and even like in some South Asian cuisine they use a type of kebab. So it seems to be one of those foods that like surpasses different cultures and is done different ways depending on where you go.
I mean, I love like I said, my experience with it. All right, picture this: you're at the beach.
Right.
The beach I used to go to in Puerto Rico is Crash Boat Beach. So this beach has like little caves on the side of the water.
Right.
Like little caves, and you could chill in there, whatever. You're pretty sure people do their thing in there, whatever.
Just like a wild like cave, just chilling there.
It's not just one; it's few. It's like little.
That's awesome.
Just nature-made little coves or caves or whatever, right?
And they're not like shut down or anything.
No.
That's super
you go
cool.
In there. Just little, nothing big, but that's like little cut caves or whatever,
I
right?
was like
it's
homeless,
right next to
I
the
would,
water.
Like, go chill there for a while. That sounds like some pretty cool natural cover.
But just picture you in there smoking weed, your favorite strain or whatever. You high, you enjoying the weather, the water.
I'm with it.
Then you got you got the munchies.
Right.
You got a lady right down the beach. I mean, literally, you walk down the beach. She's selling these.
That's
that's
great.
my experience with
man.
it. You understand?
That sounds like some very fond memories.
So definitely, this is something that's always gonna stick with me, just because of the things I've traveling and stuff. So that's one of my favorite things, just because that's what I remember.
Right.
When I'm cooking or eating with it or whatever, this is what I remember.
Right. Well, I thank you so much for coming on and sharing it with us. We totally appreciate it. So we are going to feed our audience and head off a little early today. But if you would like to come in and be a part of the audience and get free food, we are here every Tuesday for Tasty Tuesdays all day from 12 to 8. And the show specifically is from 5 to 6. If you're interested in coming out to DC Farmer's Show, that's every Monday from 9 to 10. So his studio audience is super fun. He usually brings drinks. It's super smoke friendly. It's like a really good vibes for a stoner. So if you're interested in learning how to grow, want to be in like really chill environment, definitely come check out Farmer's Show for sure.
And like I said, DC Farmer, follow me on IG, follow me on YouTube. Everything's across the board. DC Farmer. That's PHARMA, DC Farmer. And if you want to be on my show, just reach out to me. Send me a DM on my IG. I don't care what you're doing. You're making shirts, you're drawing, you're making art, whatever the case may be.
Events, whatever. Pharma's really good about having people on the show and talking to them. Like,
and if
you've got a wide range of people on your show.
Yeah, if you don't smoke, don't sit next to me because I'm always blazing.
Yeah, that's the thing though. If you are like, you don't have to be like a cannabis person, but like if you don't support cannabis, it's probably not the right environment for you. So stay home if that's the case.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, no problem. All right, thanks for watching, guys. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments and I'll come back and answer them later. See you next Tuesday. Bye.